Eric Spoelstra cracked the code. Well, I want to say he cracked the code. It's a code that already been out there. He read on his work. But hey, man, they tied the series up. It might go to seven. Just like how big bro. But you know, it's your boy Steve O speaks. It's NBA Central. I'm here with your big bro. And we came to talk about what is it Mike Malone and the Nuggets gonna do. Cause they done let them get one. But yeah, we gonna get you after this though.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
Yeah, man. It was a great game last night for sure. As basketball fans, that's all we could really much ask for. When we first started it, it looked like man, they about to get these mugs right out the way, but Denver didn't come in looking like the same Denver, bro. Like, hey,
hmm
first of all, what was your thoughts on the game last night? Just some
Well,
quick thoughts.
we already knew that Miami was not going to play as poorly as they played in Game 1, so I expected the shooting to improve. I expected Max Strus to play better, not the way he played in the first quarter though. Hitting four threes in the first quarter was incredible for him. And Miami's that team that if they're close toward the end of the game, at halftime or at the end of the third quarter, they're going to do everything they can to win. Even if they're not close, really, that we've seen them come back from 14 points, 15
Mm-hmm.
points, so on and so forth. I think the fact that they turned Joker into a scorer instead of a facilitator really hurt Denver last night because Jamal Murray couldn't get going, KCP couldn't get going, the others really didn't get going. Michael Porter Jr. has been basically a no-show in the finals. He hit a couple of big threes in the first half of Game 1 and basically disappeared since then. So shout out to Miami and Eric Spoelstra and those guys for getting ready. And honestly, having a couple of days to train and work out and practice in that thin air really benefited Miami. And it showed last night.
For sure. And we came in talking about the code, and I know everybody thinking like, what's the code? What y'all talking? Well, Big Bro just said they turned and he went from a facilitator and said, "Hey, we gonna let Joker score." And I feel like that's the trap. That's the whole trap. They felt Miami set the trap and they fell right into it. If we always known throughout the season and the career, 9 times out of 10, they're going to win when it's just triple double. When he's facilitating, he's triple double. He's facilitating majority in the first half, and then he decides to ramp up his offensive efficiency in the last quarter just because he didn't set up everything. He done made everything. He done made everyone a threat. So now he can play his game. He can put everybody's not going to be completely focused on him. So when you have him coming out jacking, which he was not necessarily jacking, but he was aggressive. He was making a lot of shots. Because they took everybody else out the game. The game mindset was like, hey, Joker, you're gonna have to kill us because nobody else is going to. And that's how they approached it. And 9 times out of 10, that's the best way to go at it with this team. Murray was non-existent for a nice portion of the game. Yes, he got hot in certain points, but you need a constant flow of them. One of the main things I've said is that 1-2 game with both of them. Well, 1-2 game one, but it's one of the hardest when it comes to duos. It's the one of the hardest, especially in the pick and roll to stop. It just is unguardable. Um, and Jimmy was on that. Jimmy was on that. The whole team was on that, but Jimmy especially was on that. He was on that man hip. He was denying the ball. He made every catch hard, and he made every shot difficult. And I feel like that's the code they had to crack. We always know what they gonna run, big bro. Zone.
hmm And they went to the 1-3-1 zone, which is very difficult to score against, even like obviously high school, college, but even
Mm-hmm.
NBA players struggle when they see the 1-3-1 because typically you're used to seeing 2-3 zone or the man. And man to man, Denver feasts on man to man because pick and roll, high pick and roll is easier to score and get your offense going against man to man. And even against the 2-3 zone, you can shoot your way out of it. But that 1-3-1 just had them confused. They were able to run doubles at Joker whenever he got it, kind of at the free throw line extended. And
Yep.
Jamal Murray he wasn't able to get hot because Jimmy Butler was stuck to him like white on rice. So at the end of the day, it's about adjustments. This is a league of adjustments, especially when you get this deep into the postseason. The Miami Heat adjusted, and now we're gonna see what Mike Malone can do and his staff can do, because we know that they're not going to come out and allow Miami to run the same type of plays defensively and expect to get the same results.
Yeah, and I got some interesting stats here. So far in the playoffs, Joker has a total of 9 triple doubles, and I believe that's a result of 7 wins.
Yeah, one of them wins. One of them was like a 40-point triple double loss
Mm,
that they had like earlier, but they only lost
yeah,
twice in the playoffs, I believe, up
yeah.
until last night.
And you know what's crazy? Like, we always talked about how Denver was a good on road team, but I'm looking at the stats, and this man has in this season, not even just this playoff, in this season has 19 road triple doubles. That's crazy. So he for the most part, he averaged more triple doubles in away games. And looking at what we doing, we're gonna go back to Miami. Do you think they're gonna switch? Because I feel like I said, I feel like the Spoelstra set out the trap and they fell right in. They put the fish with the berries on there that you get the bear, and the bear pounced on it. And
I feel like, again, Mike Malone is definitely prepared. He already gotten his team's ear publicly by saying that they just didn't have heart last night and that they didn't have effort last night. So you already know that they're gonna come out ready to play in a couple of days. So I'm not too worried about Denver's ability to adjust whether they're on the road or at home. They're a really good team, and frankly,
Mhm.
when they're going, they're like a well-oiled machine. It's the others that got to show up. Bruce Brown was pretty much the only other last night that showed up.
Actually, I just lied because I read it wrong. He has 19 on the road. He has 46 on the road. 46 triple doubles on the road.
He had 19 at home and
And
46 on the road in his
yes,
career.
in his career.
Yeah, that's not bad, man. I mean, Joker is just a force to be reckoned with, man. Everybody was calling Porzingis the unicorn when he was doing his thing, but it's really Joker, man. You never really seen anything like this outside
Yeah,
of like,
it's
Hakeem,
awkward.
yeah, like Hakeem Olajuwon was a good passing. Like you always had like Joakim Noah was a good passing big, and he had his almost, he had some MVP votes that one year that D Rose was hurt. Well, one of the years that D Rose was hurt, and he won Defensive Player of the Year that year, if I'm not mistaken. But
Hmm.
you see centers that can pass, but you never really see it at this level where you're averaging a triple double outside of Will Chamberlain way back in the '60s. In the
For
in
real,
the playoffs. So Joker, he deserves all the credit that he gets, and for people like I said last night, people who think he's boring, they just don't like basketball.
bro. Like you just said, it's a good point. You said we ain't seen this type of domination from the stats point aspect since Will Chamberlain. And Will Chamberlain was just a genetic freak. Most centers that has those type of stats, Shaq, although even Akeem, he was athletic.
Mm-hmm.
They played a different type of game. We have never seen somebody 7 foot or 6'11", however you want to slice it, completely void of any athleticism and just beating you with skill and mind.
Yeah, and just willpower, because he's hitting fadeaway jumpers on fouls, he's hitting threes, he's throwing behind the back passes, touch passes. It's crazy because you don't expect it, and we can't ignore the fact that Joel Embiid is a good center in this league, but he's
Yeah.
not that type of passer.
No, no, no.
He doesn't have that type of IQ offensively. He's a one-on-one scorer, to be honest. And
Mhm.
whereas Joker is he's a pass first big man.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's crazy.
especially during the first half, which he went away from last night. So,
Well, he
like,
knew he had to be aggressive, because if he had stayed in the facilitator's mind state in that first quarter, they would have been down by 20 because I think he had like 15 points in the third quarter, and I know he had double digits in the first quarter as well. And if he wasn't being that aggressive, it wouldn't have been good for Denver. They would have lost by a lot.
if I'm not mistaken, I believe didn't Kevin Love start the game?
He did, and that was
So
important.
I feel like that was so. I think was that a big thing. I think that caught him off guard.
Well, I wouldn't say it caught him off guard. It just stretches the floor, because now you can't clog up the middle and prevent Jimmy Butler, Caleb Martin, and those guys from attacking the basket, because you have to respect Kevin Love's ability to score. And
Hmm.
honestly, having Caleb Martin out there as a starter is tough. It was just too many
Yeah,
mismatches
because
for
he was killing them. Aaron
Aaron
Gordon.
Gordon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Aaron Gordon was giving them that work. So they had to do something, and we knew they were going to do something. But you can't, even though Kevin Love only scored what? Like he only hit like 2 threes. He took 8 of them though, and you got to respect that.
Right. So, like I said, it's gonna be a chess match, and that's what I love about this whole series. You never know what it is, but like I said, I feel like it's a trap. What do you think they have to do to get out this trap? Because one thing about Eric, if it's working, he ain't gonna change from it. And nobody is. It's very few teams that has beaten the Miami Heat zone. So
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it was not too much that they can do besides play their brand of basketball. Right now, Denver not even hitting threes in both
it's
games. They
definitely hurt though.
Yeah, because in both games, Miami hit
Michael
13
Porter.
threes. Miami hit 13 threes, right? 13 threes in the first game and 17 in the second game, whereas Denver was 11 for 28 last night. And I think they only hit 8 in game one. That's not, if you're losing the 3-point matchup, I mean, that's going to hurt you every time, especially this deep into the postseason, because most of these threes are momentum swingers. Each one that you hit and each one that you miss, it swings the momentum one way or the other. And low key, Kevin Love had 10 rebounds last night as well. So that's
Hmm.
important too. Because again, starting Caleb Martin was a mistake. Just because they were riding the high of what he was doing versus Boston as opposed to playing the matchups. So now Kevin Love is bringing that stretch floor, that stretch four ability and grabbing rebounds and frankly bothering Joker as he drives to the basket too.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Hey, I love to see it. I love to see it. I had this series probably going five. I still somewhat do, but I don't necessarily want to see it go five. Trust me, I want to see a good series. I'm just putting like it's just it's kind of crazy seeing this Miami Heat team. You just don't expect them to be coming out here and find. It's like they keep digging. It's not too many teams you just see keep digging.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against them. Last night I picked Denver to win because they hadn't lost at home yet. Like that was my
Yeah.
main reasoning. But honestly, it's short sighted to just you can't sell Miami short at all in any game because they've been doing it all postseason. And honestly, they've been doing it since their inception into the NBA. They've just been a great franchise. And to see them doing this again after 2 years ago losing in the bubble, it's just special, man. And who
Mm-hmm.
knows if they're gonna win the series or not, but the fact that they got a road win in this series is shocking to a lot of people because Denver
Mm-hmm.
hadn't lost yet. So, like, I love what I'm seeing. And
Yeah.
when they get home, man, they lost the last two home games
Hmm.
against Boston. So we're gonna see what they can get done in a couple of days.
Yeah, that they gonna be in the mugs early this time. It's the finals. They ain't finna be coming in straddling in late from the club this time. It's
And they're
finals
not gonna be
time.
saying that we sipping wine, drinking our beer, and
Bro,
it ain't gonna be that. This is the nitty
they
gritty
gonna be in
time.
this mud 2 minutes. Two bros. Oh, bro. But yeah, man, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to let y'all know they fell into the trap. The trap was set. They fallen in it, and I just want to know see what Mike Malone do. But you got anything else, bro?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if they don't start shooting well, it's the trap is it's not even just the trap. Like Michael Porter, 2 for 8 from the field, one for
Can't
six from
happen.
three. Like that makes him 4 for 19 from the field, if I'm not mistaken, for this
Hmm.
series, and 17 for three. That's not good at all. Contavious Caldwell Pope, he's not expected to
Yeah,
do he's not expected to do too much,
but he
but
can play better than that. We need more than six
exactly.
points. I need at least
Exactly.
10.
Exactly. And Bruce Brown was, like I said last night, the only one to really show up of the others and go out there and be aggressive. But if you got Joker taking 28 shots and then you got Jamal Murray only taking 15, they need more balance than that. And I think they're gonna figure it out. And they got something in Christian Brown. He's definitely an energizer
Hmm.
off the bench. So we can expect them to play better. And keep in mind, they only lost by 3, even with them playing poorly last night.
Bro, I just realized they got Thomas Bryant on their roster, bro.
Hmm.
Like they got a lot of depth. They like if somebody getting foul trouble, there's not it's not to worry about that much. They have a lot of people that's vets, been here before, been in similar situations.
It's
So
crazy that Reggie Jackson still ain't getting no tag.
that's crazy too. It's bro. I didn't even know they got DeAndre Jordan on their team.
But we saw him last night talking in the huddle a lot.
Oh yeah, but bro, and they got Ish Smith. Like
Yep.
everybody know how bro. That's a little sleeper, bro. Yeah, that's just one of those point guards that you need. But yeah, man, it's NBA shit. And make sure y'all follow all the Central gang. Of course, you follow Big Bro. He be killing it on the Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central for sure. Also follow the Sky Central. We Haize and us be doing our thing over there. He always got something coming. Also, gotta follow Bulls. Haize always doing his thing over there. And Shy Bulls podcast. You know, C Dub and Bobby be killing it over there. But yeah, man, this end. We gonna check it with y'all later. You know the content. But make sure y'all subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we gonna check with you. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.